Call the names. Wake the room. Wake the room. Wake the room! Luyu, Rex, Pam Ray, Naomi, Afasiana, Babbler, Monarch Soul, Jojo, Grey Eyes, fill my eyes. Poets assemble. No masks, no manners. Say it plain, or say it broken. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Low light lit minds, every line got intent. Clock ticks crooked and the room turns vigilant. Quiet so loud you can hear what the tension meant. Then it slips after midnight, manners get murdered. Nice little masks get cracked by a word or a murmur. Twisted Tuesdays twist truth till it turns on its heel. Clean cut faces go strange when the dark gets real. You can feel that shift, that slick little slip when the grin stays sweet, but the eyes don't sit. Like the room grew ribs, like the walls grew ears, like the hush got hands and it's pulling you near. And the words don't rest, they press. Put a heel on the chest, leave a dent in the breath. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you came in one shape, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown in the soft dome dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whispering the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, Wednesday breaks, parts in the park, sink down the spine, half halo, half hazard, both hands in the light. Then the art of seduction walks soft through the smoke, silk on the tongue with the blade in the joke. Books and bards wakes dust in the depth of the shelves. Old ghosts lean out and start naming themselves in a craft and sullen art. The ache gets a voice, pain stands up street and makes silence a choice. Then break on through when the devil gives way, when the masses sink but the pulse says pray. Echoes in the dark, go hunt the fear, that thing when no name starts ringing in your ear. Say it, say it. Fill my eyes with poetry, don't water it down. Let it bite, let it bloom, let it burn through the crowd. Bad company grins like a bruise, dressed smart, and rhythm and rhyme puts a boot through the heart. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown in the soft dome dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, some come shattered, some come slick. Some speak honey with a blade in it. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in low and take the room higher. Some come holy, some come liars. That's the thing! This ain't filler for the dead space, no. This is pulse with the pen, this is blood with an echo. This is breath to the backbone, ink with the crown. Live mics, live nerve, truth laid bare in the round. This is the beautiful mess, the bruise and the bloom. The line that cuts clean and makes a little room. Late souls, wide eyes, all nerve in the dark. A room full of hearts beating hard through the dark. Wake the room, wake the room. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown in the soft dome dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a and more. Late night poets, when the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. L&P, we love you. Stay frosty.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Seduction. Warm, wonderful poetry compelling you to the edge of your seat. Sultry, seductive, and scintillating. Ink to make you shiver, to make you sigh. I am Pam Ray, and with me is my co-host Gray Eyes Smith. Gray and I are poets on a website called All Poetry with a group of poets called Late Night Poets. If you find tonight is our sensual poetry show, and if you find that is not your cup of tea, please check out our other shows. We have 1 to 2 shows per night on a variety of styles of topics and poetry, something to suit everybody's taste. Also, make sure when you get a chance to check out the poetry anthologies put out by Late Night Poets on Amazon, because when you purchase those, you not only get amazing poetry, you help support these radio shows. And hello, Gray. How goes it?
Hi, Pam. It goes well, thank you. And how are you?
Oh, I am doing great. Had a laid back day. So that's always nice to have. Did some reading poetry and relaxing, and of course looking forward to hanging out with you and on a Wednesday night other hot poets. um, that's always fun to do. We got a great lineup of poetry, and I believe, let me check, I believe I saw Yumpy hanging out. Yes, hello Yumpy, good to see you. And yeah, so the and let's see. I'm trying to think anything else. No, not really. Nothing exciting. I think probably this sexy poetry coming up is probably going to be the most exciting part of my day. Um, we we are going to be delving into poetry inspired by the artwork of Gabriel Moreno, and that last name is spelled Moreno. And anybody who does not know his artwork, I highly recommend you check it out. He actually has a page, gabrielmoreno.com, so you can check him out, check out his artwork. um, just visually fascinating stuff, and I think it's very inspiring. Um, I did not get a chance to write, but it was good to see that other people were inspired. We don't have a huge board. I think we have right now like 18 writes on the board, but I think that should be enough to get us through. If not, people will, I'm sure, put something up. And yeah, I did open the board for open sensual poetry also. Did not get a huge response. I got one open sensual poem, which was very nice. And then, of course, the contest entries. And so, it's a good board of poetry, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right.
Yeah,
And
that Moreno's got some beautiful artwork, hey?
oh, you did?
No, I didn't write for it, but I'm just looking at the contest and there's some incredible art in
Oh,
here.
I'm oh, yes, it is beautiful artwork, definitely. For some reason, I thought you said I ran out today and got some beautiful artwork,
Oh,
and that's why my response was, "Oh, you did?" But yeah, it
no.
is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love how layered it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like there was this one with a woman who, like, the top of her head was birds. And that was one of the more naked ones. And that one really drew people in. And I don't think it was just because of the nudity. I really believe that it was because there was something very provocative about the particular painting. I couldn't put all of his artwork up for sensual. I mean, it might have worked for some people, but we all have our own tastes, and some of it was just a little more dark, or like I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's just not going to go in a good direction. So
Right, yeah.
oh my gosh. Like I could just, there's sometimes you look at a prompt and you think maybe, but then you think, oh, I just know where people are going to take this.
Right, yeah,
And
no
it's not
kidding.
anywhere I want to go.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. And yep, yep. But all right. I don't know, Gray, if you're able to post links and assign readers, if that's something you want to do, or if you want me to.
I've already posted the first link, and I will give this a read.
Oh, well, you are ahead of the game. All right.
Yumpy just added
Yeah.
something to the Art of Seduction
Oh, yes. Yeah,
storyboard.
I
So
see. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So we've got him and an extra one from Weaver for both Open Art of Seduction. So thank you, Yumpy. I really appreciate that.
okay, so
All
the
right.
first
Well, we
right
can go
is
ahead and get
called.
this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was sorry. I was just going to say we can get this ball rolling now.
Alrighty, so the first right is up, and it's called It's by E.A. No Henry, and it's called A Willing Friend. As her hair wraps around me, it whispers the rules, leave no footprint, but never come at her soft. As her back it began to arch, tracing on her delicious naked skin with my caramel tongue, its forked end into a tuft of the softest hair. I have now found a game, congratulates me for making it this far, not due to mystic skill, but rather deep down in free will that has attracted friends to one another. Now a mop of now a mop of her locks begin to tangle in knots, becoming a natural handle for my calloused hand, gently pulling them back, open slightly her jaw and closing her eyes, because she understands what is under attack. It's my tongue that comes in between wet, hard, pressed lips, telling us both what we have can't be sin or a capital crime. On cool sheets we lie, our bodies kiss their sweaty goodbyes, becoming a permanent memory in my exhausted mind. End poem.
Great read there, Gray. I love the imagery in this. I have to say, E.A. No Henry is a new name to me. Very cool to see a new name. I'm glad they were inspired. Um, I like how this borders, like it's eroticism, but it's eroticism without crossing a line into vulgarity or smut. Um, I it's very visceral. And I think that's, to me, part of the appeal of it. Great lines throughout. Um, but I especially like where it says oh gosh, I mean so many lines, but I'm trying to. Part of the thing is the only thing with this poem is I wish, and I this isn't just this poem, but I'm one of those who it's difficult for me when poems aren't separated into parts or stanzas. But this is so beautifully written. especially where it says, now a mop of her locks begin to tangle in knots, becoming a natural handle for my calloused hand, gently pulling them back, open slightly her jaw and closing her eyes because she understands what is under attack. It's my tongue that comes in between wet, hard, pressed lips. I mean, absolutely, that is just like he just hits the nail on the head when it comes to eroticism. So excellent, right? And very well done. And your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, I thought it was a right that was steeped in sensuality and eroticism. Um, the images were palpable. You know, they were easy to understand, and you can see what's happening in it. So I thought it was nicely done. Pleasure to read that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. So great comment there. And let's see, I'm going to say hi to Weaver and Jojo. Hi, Weaver. Hi, Jojo. If you and either of you want to be brought on to the stage to join us, just let me know and I'll be happy to do that. So, all right. And what do we have next, Gray?
So up next we have A Wren of a Woman by Kay Heartless. If you would mind reading
All
that,
right.
please, Pam.
I would be happy to. Let me just go ahead first, bring on Weaver, and then we'll go ahead and I will read that. So, welcome, Weaver. Glad you could join us.
Good evening. Hello.
Hi,
Hey, how's it
Weaver.
going?
I'm okay, thank you. Am I loud enough?
You are.
Nice.
Good. Echo, echo.
Absolutely. Yes, yes,
Did you get a
absolutely.
chance to hear that
Uh,
first poem?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. I was getting myself all set up. So no. But I will certainly
Okay.
look at it and comment on it later. Thank you.
No worries. All right, Pam, you're up next. We
all
have
right.
A Wren of a
Just,
Woman by Kay Heartless.
all right. And here we go. She opens her mouth, but not to catch you, to start a tune, one of her complex melodies you could never set your mind to. She lives in an altitude far above the physical, far above what she's about to do. She may be hiding in your plumage, rubbing against your skin, shivering on top of you again. She's willing to do anything to ascend. With the promiscuousness of a wren, she couples only for the season, and what she finds in the dark crevices of your body, the salt lines, is hers, and hers alone to comprehend. At 5:30, she perches pertly. Her body is an estuary for larger birds of prey like you to unwind, to rest and refuel between her breasts, and dip your beak in the icy pool between her hips. For unlike you, what she has to give is unlimited, the open mouth colloquial kiss, and what you exchange you must resign. She's not a bad girl by design, and she'll only lay her eggs in the best dome she can find. End poem. Oh, that is just really such a clever write. And your thoughts, Weaver?
Definitely. Definitely a clever write. I haven't ever come across this before. What a wonderful idea. Yeah. It beautiful lines too. Well, with the promiscuousness of a wren, she couples only for the season, and what she finds in the dark crevices of your body, the salt lines, is hers, and hers alone to comprehend. Yes, very, very clever. Watch out for those larger birds of prey, though. By golly. Yeah, this is really interesting. I'm going to have to look into the rest of this poet's work because that is, yeah, different, and I do like different. So thank you for sharing.
Oh, yes, I do highly recommend checking out Kay Hartless's work. She's a very talented poetess for sure. And Gray, your thoughts?
The
Maybe we could hear. There you are. There you are.
oh, sorry. But yeah, I like the correlation between the wren and the woman. Um, the spirit of the wren within the woman. Um, at 5:30, she perches pertly. Her body is an estuary for larger birds of prey, like you, to unwind, to rest and refuel between her breasts. Dip your beak in the icy pool between her hips. Yeah, fantastic break. Beautiful read.
Oh, absolutely. And great comments, both of you. And I really liked how intelligent this was. I am definitely going to have to look up some of the words, but I like the atmosphere of it. I like the consistency in tone. I learned something new. I did not know that wrens mate for only a season, but knowing that, at least I assume that's a truth, because this seems like the type of poem with her word choices that she already knew a lot about birds, or she did her research. Either way, I can totally respect that. um I thought there had some nice gentle use of alliteration, and a wonderful attention to details. I am going to have to look up what colloquial means. Um but and also estuary. I will have to look that up. I should have done that ahead of time. But it's funny, when you mentioned Weaver, that for her to watch out for those like birds of prey. I get the impression that this is a woman who enjoys dangerous men. I was like, yeah, I think she wants to be around those birds of prey. Like she can definitely hold her own. This is, to me, beautiful dark sensuality without going too far into the darkness. And I thought there was great lines throughout, but I especially like at 5:30 she perches pertly. Her body is an estuary for larger birds of prey like you to unwind, to rest and refuel between her breasts, and dip your beak in the icy pool between her hips. For unlike you, what she has to give is unlimited, the open mouth colloquial kiss. Wonderful lines and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
Okay, so up next we have "Wanting You" by Julie Buck. If you wouldn't mind reading that, please, Weaver.
Happy to. I just have to find it. Sorry. Oh dear. Let me just refresh here. Always happens to me. I think everything's going a bit awry for me today, so I apologise. No, I can't see it, Gray. What was it called, love?
A Wren of a
Sorry,
Woman by
Gray.
Kay Hartless.
no, it's Julie Buck, and it's called "Wanting You."
Oh, sorry.
Oh
That's
dear.
okay.
No, I just can't see it.
Yeah, there it is. Try refreshing it again, because I had to refresh again, and now I see it.
I've got it. Thank you so much, Pam. Okay. This is Wanting You by Julie Buck. Wow. Amazing picture. That artist is incredible. Sorry. Right. You've been my hero, my Superman. I've eaten much crow, questioning how much more you need to hear, until you read my appetite for you loud and clear. See my hidden face?
Is anybody else having trouble hearing Weaver?
Yes, I am. Weaver, I don't know if you can hear us, but
Yes, I can.
we are having a lot
You
of
were
issues.
you were
Oh.
turning alien.
Oh
So
no.
if you wouldn't mind starting over, that would be great.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's quite clear now.
Could I ask everybody to sort of maybe go on mute? That might help a bit. And I will certainly start again. Oh my goodness. Okay. Told you. Chaos. Okay. You've been my hero, my Superman. I did my procrastinating.
No, you might have to call back, Weaver.
Okay, my dear, no problem.
All right. So
All right, so
I'll give this a read
we can.
while she reorganizes
Okay,
herself here.
actually, you know what, Gray? This really needs a female voice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll
All
go
right.
ahead if you don't mind and
Nope, that's
give it
fine.
a read. Okay, all right. So this is Wanting You by Julie Buck. You've been my hero, my Superman. I've eaten much crow, questioning how much more you need to hear until you read my appetite for you loud and clear. See my hidden face? How hot to do it blindfolded. I just want a good banging, and thinking about that, my nipples harden. I crave you for your manliness, to get to know the internal me. My lips are parted, waiting for you to come inside. I want you, your smell, your hot breath on my neck, my body on top of yours, allowing my breasts to fall into your waiting face. It's been a while, but my powers to rouse you are intact. Lick my body, my hot man. In fact, suck my tongue the way you did when we were young. End poem. And your thoughts, Gray?
Well, you did a beautiful read of that. Thank you for rescuing me from that. Weaver says she's back. But yeah, um, Julie Buck has definitely a wild side to her, and that's quite evident in this, right? Um, it's hot, it's steamy, it's sensual, it's erotic, um, and it's so seductive throughout. So, well, it's yeah, beautiful, really. Nicely done, Julie Buck, and a beautiful read, Pam.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you. And I see, well, I brought Weaver back on, but I was noticing that when I brought her on, there was some troubles with echoing. So I did temporarily put you on mute, Weaver. And then I also see Naomi. So let me see here. Naomi, whenever you want to come on stage and join us or are able to, just let me know. And it is good to see you. All right. So, all right. So, all right. And okay, Weaver. Yes, let's get back to Weaver and see if how things are sounding. Hey, Weaver, welcome back.
Hello. Thank you. How am I doing?
You
Any
sound
better?
good. You sound good. Um,
Good.
yes, you do sound good. So, and did you get a chance to read that poem by Julie Buck?
Well, yes, I read most of it before, but yes, my goodness, as Grace said, there is a naughtiness here, which is lovely to see. I like it when people step out of a comfort zone and into eroticism. Cannot be a bad thing. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful. Well done. Yeah, some of it was incredible. I must admit, when I did start to read it, at one point I actually giggled before I could get the words out. It was just so unexpected. So I like that. I like the unexpected. So thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Naomi on. So here we go. Welcome, Naomi. Glad you could
Hey,
join us. How's it
hello.
going?
Oh, there's a
Hi,
lot of
Naomi.
echo. Hey, tonight I
Yeah.
hear myself echoing. I talk and then I hear myself.
Um, I'm
Hi,
actually going to,
Eva. Yeah,
I'm going to
hello.
drop and come back. So
Okay. Naomi,
Okay.
hi. Naomi,
Hey,
I know this.
so great to
Hear you.
hear you tonight. Whoops, we don't understand anymore. We're having trouble tonight, aren't we? My gracious.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Can't hear you, Weaver. Well, we hear you, but yeah, it's like it's not you.
Yeah, that's really kind of sucks.
Yeah,
You're
do you
all
want me to comment on
Julie
Julie
Buck's poem?
Buck's
Sure,
poem?
sure.
Yeah, you know that the artwork it called for such a strong uh, poem, and Julie answered it because my gracious, it's so strong the artwork with the birds on the top of the head. There, they just look like they're going for it, and yeah, boy, this is really crazy tonight. Uh,
Yeah, it's
the way
horrible.
we sound, eh? It's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's
My
horrible for
gracious.
sure.
Uh, okay, I'm gonna try and just quiet down and talk more slowly. Maybe it'll be better.
yeah,
Okay.
well, actually, what I need, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, it's okay.
I do need both Gray and Weaver to drop and come back to, and see if that helps. So sorry about
Okay.
that. Thank you, Gray and Weaver. Continue on, Naomi. We'll see if this helps.
Okay. Yeah, wow, she went all out, Julie did. I want you and you like in capital letters, your smell, your hot breath on my neck, my body on top of yours. uh, allowing my breast to fall into your waiting face. Yeah, lick my body, my hot man. Yeah, very powerful, very provocative, and yeah, really, really sensual, erotic. In fact, great, great, right by Julie Buck.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. Um, and this, hold on a moment. All right. And um, okay, so I have to agree that like Julie did not hold back. She spoke in the voice of a woman who knows exactly what she wants. And I do particularly like the I do particularly like how she speaks like in that voice and says exactly what she wants. The lines are hard hitting and edgy. I like how I like the beginning. You're my hero, my Superman. I've eaten much crow, questioning how much more you need to hear until you read my appetite for you loud and clear. See my hidden face, how hot to do it blindfolded. I just want a good banging. I mean, that is sometimes you just need the straightforward language to let your partner know exactly what you want. So, excellent, right? And very well done. And Gray, welcome back.
Thank you, Pam Ray.
And um, and what do we got next?
All right, so up next we have. I'm sorry, I did post it, I think. Yes, we have A Lover's Mystery by Ed Hunter. So I don't know who should read that. Should I read it? Because I'm a guy.
Uh, go for it. That's that works for me.
Alrighty, here we go. A Lover's Mystery by Ed Hunter. A lover's pain is different from sickness, and heart carries this pain through eternity. The courage is the willingness to face life's burdens, and with unmistakable endeavors, there exist beautiful mysteries. The boundaries are often someone you still want to understand, and keep thinking one more conversation will unlock the beliefs at hand. Love cannot explain the riches in our soul or the pain we cannot control. It is a mystery. End poem.
Great, great read there, Gray. And what an emotive brevity by Ed Hunter. And your thoughts, Naomi?
Absolutely. Yeah, why do we love somebody? Why do we fall in love? Why does it hurt so much? Why is it, what is love? It is a great mystery, and he attacks it in this, like, this soft way. There's a softness about it. This courage is the willingness to face life's burdens, and with unmistakable endeavors, there exist beautiful mysteries. And the boundaries are often someone you still want to understand. Yeah, you want to, why do we hurt so much when the other person leaves you sometimes, or vice versa, why, it is, and like he says in the first line, um a lover's pain is different from sickness. But you feel sick. You can feel sick, but it's not a sickness. It's like, yeah, it is like a mystery. So I like that he went for that. He attacked that subject, and yeah, great right, Ed. I really enjoyed it. The philosophical way that you attack the subject here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, I have to agree. Great comment. And Weaver, your thoughts?
Hi.
I
Can you hear
am
me?
really sorry, Weaver, but I cannot understand you. I need you to figure out what's happening with your mic. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
I was
so
trying to.
I'm gonna mute you, Weaver, and I really apologize, but I need you to figure out what's happening with your mic. Do you have the show on a different device? Is your mic too close? Are you using headphones? Because sometimes that'll have be a problem. Either way, I do apologize, but I just I'm really really sorry. I feel bad, but there's just too much static and reverb, and I can't understand you. I apologize. Um, and Gray, you did a great read of this. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I enjoyed the write. Love is a mystery. It turns your gut, but it brings butterflies to your heart. It can cause, so much exuberance and so much pain, sometimes at the same time. But, love is a mystery. There is no easy map to the quest of love or the road of love. It's just every turn and every fork in the road brings a mystery. So I thought it was fantastic, right? Thank you so much for sharing,
Oh,
and
I
Hunter.
have to. I absolutely, absolutely. It has a strong emotional impact, and it does look at the side of love that isn't always easy to deal with, the painful part of it. But I like how it speaks on the willingness to face life's burdens together. Like, I think honestly that was my favorite couplet. This courage is the willingness to face life's burdens, and with unmistakable endeavors there exist beautiful mysteries. The boundaries are often someone you still want to understand, and keep thinking one more conversation will unlock the beliefs in hand. Very powerful, powerful lines, and nicely done. So, yeah, absolutely. And oh, we had Naomi drop, and the hopefully she'll come back. Um, and
Yeah,
oh,
I just
there's
posted
Naomi,
her.
and
Okay, good. I
there
just
she
posted her
is.
poem.
There she is. All right. And welcome back,
So, yeah,
Naomi.
I keep on going in the chat room and pressing on the button on the bottom instead of the button on the top, and that just shuts everything down.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
you leave the
I'm
show.
still yeah, that's it. I'm still learning there the mechanics of it all. Okay, so this is I guess it's my turn to read. Yes.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is she is crimson and amber, running beneath the surge of his blood, the reviving sea spray of a wave striking cold and bright against the quiet places in him. The low sizzle, the last ember of a campfire crawling slow up his spine, refusing to surrender to the waiting dark. She is the howling wind, coyote, wild, unhinged, violet and midnight blue, a bumblebee's hum through pasture green, through dandelion and clover, the whole field softening just to carry her. She is a sweet tang on the air between them, copper and honey, the kind of taste that lingers on his tongue long after she's gone. Holy water, a slow trickle over his weathered skin that whispers you were marked before you ever knew her name. She is the sizzle, the howl, the hush before the sting, the weather flowing in his veins, crimson and golden and untamed. End poem.
Great, wonderful read and write, Naomi. I'm so glad you were inspired. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, you did a beautiful read of your poem, Naomi. Um, it's I just love the way that she is everything, and like she is the crimson and amber running beneath the surge of his blood, the reviving sea spray of a wave striking cold and bright against the quiet places in him. Um, she fills all these spaces, and she is him. She is in him. She is the sizzle, the howl, the hush before the sting, the weather flowing in his veins, crimson and golden and untamed. I like it. I thought you captured the image quite beautifully. Because he's got uh, a woman on his shoulder who seems to be looking out from within him, and So I also enjoyed she has a sweet tang on the air between them, copper and honey, the kind of taste that lingers on his tongue long after she's gone. Yeah, I mean, you know, some tastes you never forget and they haunt you for the rest of your life, regardless of whether they're there or not. They haunt you. So I thought it was beautiful, nicely done, Naomi.
Thank you,
Oh,
Gray.
I have to agree. I have to say, first of all, I love that you focused on the tattoo. I mean, and that was the great thing about this artwork is it's so layered. Like so many of the paintings, the people have tattoos on them. And so you can focus on them, but and them as the artwork, the portrait as the artwork, but also look at the surroundings or the artwork that's on their skin and bring that into your right. And I thought you did a wonderful job of just focusing in and seeing, what you wanted to see and seeing what you wanted to bring out of it. What's great about this piece. It's so beautifully sensual. It is also one of those rights that you can see the connection to the artwork, um, but at the same time, it stands very well on its own. I particularly like She Is the Howling Wind, Coyote Wild, Unhinged, Violet, and Midnight Blue, a bumblebee's hum through pasture green, through dandelion and clover, the whole field softening just to carry her. She is the sweet tang on the air between them, copper and honey, the kind of taste that lingers on his tongue long after she's gone. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done. And is there anything that you'd like to say about your poem, Naomi?
No, just thank you for the inspiration and wonderful art. Oh my gracious. And there's just something about this particular piece that, and it hadn't been written to, I don't think. So, I said, why not? And, and the picture of the girl there on the shot, it just, it crimson too. So it just spoke to me. So thanks a lot. Thank you for your comments, both of you. So
Oh,
kind.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this one of the things, and I'm glad you wrote to a painting that not many other people did, but one of the things I liked about this artist, and I don't know if anybody noticed this, but he paints mainly women, but he also paints men and he paints different ethnic groups. Um, and I found that so appealing because it feels sometimes like for the art of seduction, at least to me, sometimes I feel like I'm putting the same things up over and over again. And I just want to do something um, a, a little um, a little bit different. So and I feel like that's what this artist did is um, he offers with his artwork something different in its appeal. So, yeah. And all right. So, and Gray, back to you.
Okay, so up next we have Lips by Weaver of Dreams, which there's a SoundCloud for.
All right. Let me just post this in YouTube and then I will go play that SoundCloud.
As my lips traverse the landscape of your face, kiss your eyelids, your cheeks, that mouth, I must remember that we've just this moment met, so I should try not to wander too far south. Though the temptation is simply overwhelming, you're irresistible, yet I cannot act in haste. I will temper my enthusiasm, hold in check my ardor, to drown in your tantalizing taste. I linger on the boundary between you and me, while knowing one more step will bind me to you. Your scent entices, and your body heat tantalizes. As I embrace you, passion burns anew. Moonlight's silver sheen encloses both our bodies, almost as one, tangled together we two. Let me fan those flaming embers, allow my touch to tempt you to come closer to the fire. As desire lights up your azure eyes, I see you smile, lick your lips, and intensity rises higher.
Wonderful read and write, Weaver. I'm very glad you were inspired. Thank you for the SoundCloud. It is greatly appreciated. And just a reminder, everyone, if you're unable to call in, the next best thing is to make a recording of your poem because then we get to hear your poetry in your voice or how you would like it to be heard. And Naomi, your thoughts on Weaver's poem?
Oh, I really liked it. I love the. Of course, the rhyming is impeccable. It's right on. It's beautiful. The way that she read it just flows just beautifully, and I love how it gains in momentum. The more that you go down, the harder it becomes. The more seductive and sensual and sultry it becomes. I really liked. Where was it? Um, of course, I like that she brings up the scent. She brings up the senses in the poem, like scent. Oh yeah, and then I like the line "Moonlight silver sheen encloses both our bodies, almost as one, tangled together we two. Let me fan those flaming embers. Allow my touch to tempt you to come closer to the fire." Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. Bravo, Weaver. Well done. Amazing, right? And yeah, great read, too.
Oh, absolutely. Wonderful comment, Naomi. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, I need a fire extinguisher because I think I'm on fire here. I'm burning up.
Oh
It's
my
too hot.
goodness, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was steamy. It was erotic. It was so seductive and sensual throughout the right. Her read was beautiful as well. So great job. Thank you so much for sharing it, Naomi. I mean, sorry, Weaver. Beautifully done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a beautiful write. I really like the one word title, lips, focusing on the lips. This was actually one of those pieces where I wasn't sure if I should put it up because I found it sensual, but I also saw how people might be able to see sadness in it. And I wasn't sure, but I'm glad that I did. And, like reading Weaver's poem makes me glad that I did put that particular prompt up for inspiration. Um, Beautifully written couplets that have a nice flow, and a beautiful build up of intensity. And I like how the sensuality starts even before like when there's just so little happening. Like it starts out with the lips traversing the landscape of your face, and then it just keeps moving and keeps getting more and more tantalizing. I especially like I linger on the boundary between you and me while knowing one more step will bind me to you. Your scent entices and your body heat tantalizes as I embrace you. Passion burns anew. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
Okay, so up next we have I Stare Awake by Emily Dickinson. So I will give this a read here. Adrift, I stare awake. Adrift, I find you here beside me where you were when we began to slowly move our lips, then more, so liquidly until most quietly you slipped upon me, undulating there, to find my gaze adrift. I stare at ebon eyes, then on inside of you, to find that sweet serenity I now so cherish in your fleeting words. We too infrequently have shared, while yearning yet for more. So here, in mist, I stare, awake again with you, amazed how much you love in ways I'd never dared to dream. With such capacity and radiant warmth, a hearth, security, and peace, a living, breathing joy each day when I awake. End poem. And that was a triple Rickometer poem.
Yes, he is very good at that style of poems. So great read there, Gray. And Naomi, your thoughts.
Triple rectometer. How my gracious, I learned something. I have to look up all these different kinds of, I suppose there's way too many for, genres of poetry to learn them all by heart, but I'd like to know a few at least. But yeah, this is,
You oh, I was
yes,
gonna say, do you go to shadow poetry?
shadow poetry. No?
I think that's it anyways. Let me double check here. I don't mean to interrupt the commenting, but um maybe I have the wrong thing. No, that's it. All right. So sh- on shadowpoetry.com, they actually provide like a huge list of the different forms of poems, and you're never going to memorize them, but that gives you a resource to go through to check them out.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Shadow poetry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I'll make sure I'll check that out. Okay, yeah, and coming back to M. Lee Dickinson here, um, I really like that he again this poem gains in momentum, you know, but but it's a lot softer than Katie's poem was, but it still has that gentle sensuality about it. um, I stare at Ebon eyes, then on inside of you to find that sweet serenity I now so cherish in your fleeting words. We too infrequently have shared while yearning yet for more. So here in mist I stare, awake again with you. Uh, this is more like I see it as a long time couple, deeply, in love with each other. And they're just content there in each other's company. And I love the softness here within the whole right, and yeah, just amazing all the way through.
Oh, I have to agree. Great comment, Naomi. And Gray, your thoughts.
Yeah, I enjoyed the write. It was a skilled crafting of poetry. Like you start out with two syllables, and then all the way up to 10, and then back to two. Usually, the first word that was used. Um, so I thought it was wonderful. It's a talented write. Really, it takes skill to be able to pull this stuff together like this. So nicely done, Emily Dickinson.
Absolutely. Great comment, Gray. Yeah, I did like that he wrote this in a form, and with a chain of the as a triple rectum. Sorry, not rect. I think that's a whole totally different other thing. So Rictometer. Sorry about that. Um, Thoughtful lines, wonderful imagery. I have to say, like, I've always known that he was a talented poet, but I like seeing him delve into sensuality because it really shows how broad he is in his ability to write on different subjects. I thought this was a great take on the chosen prompt, which I feel was like one of the more. It was sensual, but it's more delicate in its sensuality. So I felt like his poem really attached to that. And like Naomi, I do agree that there is this buildup of the sensuality, and there's great lines throughout. But I especially like I stare at ebon eyes, then on inside of you to find that sweet serenity I now so cherish in your fleeting words. We too infrequently have shared while yearning yet for more. So here in mist I stare. Wonderful lines, beautifully written and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
All right, so I was going to start the open poetry, but it starts with a guy's poem, Yumpy's poem. So should I switch that up and put Weaver's open poetry, or what should I do?
Yeah, that no, that's fine. Weaver actually had put hers up first. It's just that since oh my gosh, so many screwed up things since the new format. You know, it doesn't go in the same order it used to.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm going to post Weaver's to the group, and then we'll go back to Yumpy's afterwards.
Sure.
Oh, shoot. All right, so I'm not too sure whether you read last or we read last, Sam.
Naomi read last because she read her own poem.
Okay, yeah. So would you mind reading Weaver's poem for it? Delirious with
I
Desire.
would be happy to. All right. Getting back to where I need to be. Doo-doo. Delirious. Wait, yes, delirious. Is it delirious with desire?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Delirious with Desire by Weaver of Dreams. As the moon's silver shards of light are at play, passion is unbound, and lovers wish to stay, drenched in kisses, both delirious with desire, a symphony of adoration with bodies on fire. Gentle touches, as if caressed by the breeze, pose sweet moments as time seems to freeze. The moon's embrace ignites our fervent flame, sparked by lust as we play a passionate game, while in unyielding love between us flows, desire to drown in each other swiftly grows. Let us surrender ourselves to this celestial art, paint with delicate strokes lovers' indelible mark. Lips lips lock, hearts dance to this ethereal tune. As our love story unfolds, our minds commune. For drenched in kisses and moonlight divine, we two souls are as one, our destinies intertwine. End poem. Oh, now that is a beautiful sensual rite. And your thoughts, Gray?
I thought you did a beautiful read of her poem. But her poem is fantastic. When you're so entangled and so entwined with somebody that you want to drown in them. That's an incredible, thought and place to be. Really, um, gentle touches as if caressed by the breeze, pose sweet moments at time as time seems to freeze. You're just so wrapped up in this passion and desire that it's just all consuming. You're you're drenched in kisses and moonlight divine, two souls as one, destinies intertwined. A beautiful rate, it said your age increases though your passion only increases. Lovely rate throughout, beautifully done. You did a great job of
Absolutely.
reading it, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you. And great comment, Gray. And Naomi, your thoughts.
Oh, absolutely. I agree every word Grace said. Beautiful, right by Weaver of Dreams here. Beautiful couplets, one after the other. Delirious with desire. The title says it all. And, I really liked the moon's embrace and nights our fervent flame, sparked by lust as we play a passionate game while an unyielding love between us flows, desire to drown in each other swiftly grows. And all the way through, just beautifully done. And yeah, bravo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Naomi. Yeah, that is a wonderful title, Delirious with Desire. Beautiful rhyming couplets, amazing imagery and metaphors. I really like how she makes this write so atmospheric with the moon and and then the idea of not only a physical desire but a spiritual intensity that connects two people together. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did especially like, while an unyielding love between us flows, desire to drown in each other swiftly grows. Let us surrender ourselves to celestial art, paint with delicate strokes, love's indelible art mark. Sorry about that, but wonderful lines and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
Thanks so much. And I just wanted to mention she has a line in here drenched in kisses, both delirious with desire, a symphony of adoration with bodies on fire. And that will lead us into Yumpy's poem, which is Symphony of Love. And I will give this a read. Her breath, sorry, Symphony of Love. Her breath is a trumpet, all brass and bite, swelling low in the gut of night. I find her there, seated on varnished hunger, legs curled like clefts, back arched in a question. My hands ache to answer. The room is thick with sultry notes. A saxophone sighs from the corner, while my fingers compose across her ribs like a riff too dirty for sheet music. My hands find jazz where her thighs meet, sliding into the hunger between her legs. A secret club, no cover charge, just the heat of skin and sighs. She moans in seventh chords, eyes closed, hips tuned to the rhythm of what we don't say, just the brush of knuckles down her thigh, fingertips, tips, trailing wet satin circles on her inner thighs, the lick of silence pressed to her pulse. I trace the bloom of her hip bone, press my tongue to the pulse beneath, a fleeting taste of scotch on her collarbone, discovering crescendos in every fold and hollow. A violin bow lies broken on the floor between us. No more need for strings. Her nipples tighten as if cold or yearning. I kiss a solo down her stomach, my tongue improvising in the mere minor key of lust. Quiet laughter caught between gasps, a playful syncopation. She opens, not like a flower, but like a door I wasn't meant to find, yielding, breathless, holy in its offering, whispering requests and half formed promises lost in the darkness. Fingers twist through frayed lace, unraveling the last barrier, and I slip inside her music, an alto voice to her symphony. And when she pulls me in, hands fisted in my hair, like bass lines thumping with desire, I swear the city outside stops moving, stops beating. We play until breath forgets sound, until the sheets breathe, smoke and sweat and cello, and all we are becomes rhythm and rhyme and poem.
Great read, Gray. And Naomi did have to go, so I would like to say thank you, Naomi, for calling in. We really appreciate you. This is such a beautiful sensual write by Yumpy. I like the consistency in tone in using music and musical references as imagery and metaphors. I feel like this has, of course, with the mention of jazz, a kind of a noir feel to it. It's raw, it's gritty. It speaks on the sensuality of music and games played with each other when the fun games when strings are plucked. Um, and I thought there were so many great lines throughout, but I especially like my hands find jazz where her thighs meet, sliding into the hunger between her legs. A secret club, no cover charge, just the heat of skin and sighs. She moans in seventh chords, eyes closed, hips tuned to the rhythm of what we don't say, just the brush of knuckles down her thigh, fingertips trailing wet satin circles on her inner thighs, the lick of silence pressed to her pulse. And I mean, honestly, I could keep going, but I will stop there. But absolutely wonderful lines throughout and very well done. And your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, in my comment, I said skillfully crafted like an orchestra being conducted by a deft composer. And then I quoted, we, we play until breath forgets sound, until the sheets breathe, smoke and sweat and cello, and all we are becomes rhythm and rhyme. I mean, to me, that captures the whole poem in that last stanza. I thought it was beautifully written, and it shows off his skill as a poet. So nicely done, Yumpy.
Absolutely. And those were particularly good lines also. So great comment there, Gray. Ah, right. So that was our two open poetry or open central poetry rights. And now, what do we have next, Gray?
All right, let me just get to it here. 1 second. All right, so up next we have A Chromatic Glance by Captain Kerr. I will post this into the group, and if you wouldn't mind reading that, Pam, that would be
I
wonderful.
would be, I would be happy to.
All
All
right, there
right.
you go.
I promise eventually I'll be an absolute pro at this new format on all poetry. But until that happens, um, I'm just a little bit slower than usual. But we have A Chromatic Glance by Captain Kerr. My city blooms on modern concrete and progressive streets. I turn to glance, taking in unpainted scenes, bound to a stark reality, yet planting deeper roots. I wear the vibrant colors of my past. I wait in unhurried canvas, thirsting to be filled, yellow medallions scurrying by a rush of people eager to reach their final destinations. My trip is only just beginning, inked with petals A photographer pauses to capture me, splitting the shot, superimposed, an unfinished frame in a reel of film. I'm tingling with excitement, completely exposed in the open, determining my sex, determining who and what I am. End poem. And your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, I love the use of the achromatic in this, right? You know, you've got colors and you got the black and white, the grayscale um, in here as well, which is beautifully done. Um, I thought she captured the picture with a beautiful title, A Chromatic Glance. Um, I wait, an unhurried canvas thirsting to be filled. Yellow medallions scurry by, a rush of people eager to reach their final destinations. My trip is only just beginning. Um, you know, like there's so much life in the city, and when you're out to explore your own life in that city, there's an excitement there. There's a you, the possibilities just are endless, really. Where you end up and what you end up doing is totally, up to you. You're the one leading your own ship down whatever journey you're on, and I don't know, there's just such an excitement when you're young and in the city. So I love this right throughout. So nicely done.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great comment there, Gray. Yeah, I really thought this had a wonderful vibrancy to it, and it did capture the energy of the city. I was very curious about the part where it says, I wear the flag, or not the flag, sorry, I wear the colors of my past. And I was thinking, is that the colors of a specific flag? And then I started thinking, well, where's the artist from? Who He's from Spain, and that is not the colors of the Spanish flag. But I am curious. I'm not really sure if that was the direction that Captain Kerr is going in, like that it was the colors were representative of a country's flag. Um, but I do love that line. I think there's a lot of wonderful line. I like how this also speaks on the idea of being true to yourself. At least that's what I feel like. I feel like he really captures the energy of the artwork. Um, and I just thought there were amazing lines throughout. But I did especially like the first and last stanza. And how it speaks on the excitement of everything feeling fresh and new, as if there's a new start and a new discovery of not only other people but of self as well. So, absolutely a wonderful write and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
Alrighty, so I'm posting the next poem, and this is called Electric Current Wave by Lena61. It's so electric, silver lined, this current wave with you, so warm and salty breeze, so purple, sandy hue, feels eclectic, tectonic medics, sunset blue. I want to embark like rings on trees and wrap around you, telepathic through the ether, the wire that connects us all on cue. Command my lust, configure, construe, to let it boil over and make a mess with you. Contend my cup, content ensue, engage, endure. There is no matter that can stay pure. No need for status or paper for us in crust. I do. Fill me up, my riddle cup, my sunny radiant, sparkling honeydew, mixed with your molten hot lava spew. as it shoots for the stars. My tart, tricky token inflection, bizarre paint from Mars. Look at the colors, match and curl whenever I get next to you. My mind is a house with lots of corridors, not always a home, but I can forget all my stress and regret whenever our bodies connect and reconnect in verse. We converse, inject insight, reflect, recourse. Just look inside and find yourself in you. Mirror review. Even the hawk-eyed wicked mind aligns. Dark raven stands erect. Prevail from my veil, tits and tail. A sight set sail for twilight and trails. Tracking a double tight entendre and tail. Let the ravine flow into what sets up next. Let the pleasure and respect accrue. Don't get caught in a mirage of mental. Just drift and play. Let fun find where attention flows next. Let it lead the way. Rebirth something new. Whenever I get next to you, our bodies so alive and technical. The drive is primal, primed like prism, shiny, sparkling clue. Arrival, boom, explode, conduit electric, boy in between, and girl. The current threads, the space they hold, unfolds, unfurls, then stacks and swirls, as the shades of orange, red, and bright blue drip. They melt from my skull, down my lip, from my nose to the tip of my toes. Count the rows as they merge into rainbows of rose that rise, boughs that improvise, the rain from the skies. Our bodies are electrical. The magic touches us through and through. A spectacle, a rainbow spectrum explosion, creating a tingling static whirl, masculine and feminine, yin and yang, the ultimate solar curl, the attraction of opposites, the power to complete the arc. When their ends touch, it's an automatic spark. End poem.
Great read there, Gray. This is an amazing sensual write. It's raw, it's gritty, it's got these strong, captivating lines with amazing imagery and metaphors and a really nice flow. I like how it speaks on not only a physical attraction, but an attraction that's both emotional and spiritual that draws two people together. Um, I thought there were such amazing lines throughout. I like how it speaks on a connection between minds and a electrical current shared. Um, I especially like where it says our bodies are electrical. The magic touches us through and through a spectacle, a rainbow spectrum explosion, creating a tingling static whirl, masculine and feminine, yin and yang, the ultimate solar curl, the attraction of opposites. Absolutely an amazing write and very well done by Lena 61. And your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by the electricity that's in us. Um, the spark that happens. Two street strangers can be reaching for something at the same time and have their hands touch, and just that connection, that touch right there, sends sparks and electricity flowing backwards into the individuals as they look into each other's eyes and realize, oh my God, we need to make love because did you feel that? Because I felt it. It's incredible the power of touch, the electricity that's in us. Um, and when it finds its match, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I've always been fascinated by that electricity that is released when we electricity. Um, when it finds it, it's I don't know whether the arc or the spark or whatever it is that happens in the touch. Um, it's happened to me a few times in
Yeah,
my life where it's just a simple touch. I mean, that forms this connection, this bond, this knowledge, this understanding that I don't know. There's something magical about the ability to share that with another human being. It's fantastic. So I liked it.
absolutely. I have to agree. And great comment there, Gray. All right. And what do we have next?
Alrighty, one second here while I get to it. But now that was a great write by Lena 61.
It was absolutely.
Right, here we go. Art of Seduction. Doo, 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 doo. All right, so we have JJJ by the Kotaro Fuma. And I will post this to the group here. No momento, por favor, senorita. All right, there we go. Whenever you're ready, Pam Ray.
All right. Oops, gotta refresh. And I've lost my everything to anything, but even though I am indentured to her, she is exactly the kind of goddess you'd sacrifice the meaning of life for. We dance on a muddy, sea-ridden, wooden steel hybrid ship. She may be the co-captain, but she is the one with the sword in her hips. I am just the sparrow about in the crow's nest with a room with her within a room with her that only opens with a special key in its glorious hardness. I am captain of the JJJ yacht, and it is my duty as to prevent scurvy, to grate the grime off of her body and make her scream from my protective tongue. We sell rum as yellow as the hazel sand, tax free from Uncle Sam, like sunshine. End poem. That title honestly makes me want to shout J J J. Like start out doing a cheer or something.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
your thoughts, Jay?
I'm just going to read the author's notes here. It says, "True happiness is a daze between the bearing of the great bright sun and the reflection of it coming out of the eyes of someone you love, making you feel good." I thought that was beautiful. But
Oh, absolutely.
I like the storyline. It's we dance on a muddy, sea-ridden, wooden steel hybrid ship. She may be the co-captain, but she is the one with the sword in her hips. I am just a sparrow, a boat in the crow's nest, within a room with her that only opens with a special key and its glorious hardness. Yeah, I like the metaphors. They're rich and steamy, erotic and inviting. So nicely done. And what did you
Oh,
think?
absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I thought this was wonderful. I thought it had a great energy to it. I like how it spoke on it a partnership and taking adventures together and taking chances together. And I thought there was this really wonderful visceral imagery throughout. But I did really particularly like that second stanza. I like the wordplay in it. I like the consistency in references and the idea of having someone who is a strong partner there for you. I also like that he says, I am just the sparrow about in the crow's nest. So not only is it referencing that some of the artwork had birds in it, but also, like, to me, it speaks on, Jack Sparrow. Um, and the crow's nest, of course, being a part of the ship, the lookout part, which being in the crow's nest meant that you were keeping everyone else safe. You were the guard, the keeper of safety, I guess. But and I like the wordplay of with a special key in its glorious hardness. I mean, that to me, I mean, it was a great write throughout. But that was definitely, that stanza was the frosting on the cake. So excellent write and very well done. And Gray, I know you're going to put the next poem up for you to read. Do you mind, after you read it, just go straight into commenting? And I'll be
Okay,
right back to comment second.
sure, no problem. All right, so we have Better Dressed by Libby, and I will give this a read. Don't tell me everything. Mystery has always been better dressed. Leave one sentence unfinished, one glance held a fraction too long, one reason to wonder what your smile really meant. Imagination has never needed much encouragement, just enough to keep it looking back. Curiosity has always been more dangerous than certainty, and isn't that the sweetest kind of temptation? The one you finish writing for yourself. End poem. Wow, it was fantastic, really. The mystery of life is always, one of the best things, especially when it comes to a lover. You want to keep the mystery. You never want to know everything because once you know that, you lose something. There's no mystery to it. You're always hungry to know the answer, but do you ever really want to find out all the answers? No, I don't think so. You want to have some mystery, some uh, mysterious aspects to your lover that keep you guessing, keep you wondering, always trying to figure out and understand what's really going on. And I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. So thank you so much for sharing, Loopy Libby. And you know, I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot. There's just something beautiful about uncertainty and spaces and places left unexplained. Um, like the imagination is a powerful tool, and I think it should always be used because without imagination, you lose the spice of life, the zest of life. Um, so it's fantastic. I liked it a lot.
Great, great comment there, Gray. Yeah, I enjoy this one a lot, because I think, first of all, it connects well with the artwork because really you only see this woman's hair, her neck, a little bit of her shoulders, and the bottom half of her face. Like, it's not a full portrait of a woman. And I think it connects really well with that. I also really like that Libby reminds us that sometimes less is more. I mean, besides the fact that it just, you know, it, the thing is like, especially with poetry, if you can use metaphors and illusion, and you can allow the reader to in some way use their imagination, and I like that Luby, not Luby. Oh my goodness. I think I don't know what I combined Loopy and Libby there together.
Yeah.
But I think it's just wonderful the way Libby reminds us that how important the imagination is. I mean, like, what is it that it said? Like, the brain is like the best sex organ we have. Let your brain lead the way. Let your imagination lead the way. Let me have some mystery to keep me intrigued and fascinated. Um, and great lines throughout, but I especially like mystery has always been better dressed. Leave one sentence unfinished, one glance held a fraction too long, one reason to wonder what your smile really meant. Absolutely wonderful lines and very well done. And back to you, Gray.
All right, thank you so much, Pam Ray. Um, so we have Better Dressed. Oh, no, sorry. We have Chopped Suey Fatale by Bookworm Dave 227. If you wouldn't mind reading that, please,
I
Pam
would
Ray.
be happy to. Yes, just gonna get it here in YouTube and get back to where I need to be. Do. Her long black hair racing down her back, she ordered my fun with pork. Some duck sauce was served too. I could smell the lapsang souchong tea, gentle whiffs of smoked tea with the egg drop wonton soup. As lunch was brought out, a new oolong tea. Lunch was orange beef and chicken over fried rice. She slurped the noodles, getting sauce on her lips and chin, offering to wipe the sauce with a gentle kiss. Our meal was not rushed as we sat, people watching teas filling fortune cookies that we both read out loud. End poem. I'm hungry now.
Right,
And
exactly.
yeah, and your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, exactly. I like it. I like the her long black hair racing down her back. She ordered my fun with pork. Some duck sauce was served too. It starts off with her hair rolling down, racing down her back, and then it goes right into the food. Um, and so you know what she looks like to a certain degree. And then she slurped the noodles, getting sauce on her lips and chin, offering to wipe the sauce with a gentle kiss. Our meal was not rushed as we sat, people watching, teas filling fortune cookies that we both read out loud. Yeah, there's just something so intimate about food and sex. I mean, you share a meal, you share a bed, and both of them are flavorful, and they fill some part of your body and soul. So nicely done.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment there, Gray. Yeah, this was such a treat for the senses. It is just absolutely mouth-watering with the idea of sharing food and sharing time with each other. Great take on the chosen prompt. I especially liked she slurped the noodles, getting sauce on her lips and chin, offering to wipe the sauce with a gentle kiss. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done. And what do we got next, Gray?
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind. I'll be caught up in a second here.
No, I get it. I totally get
Uh,
it.
all right, here we go. Okay, so that was Bookworm Dave, and that brings us to Lilith's Call by Sector Hunter. I will post this to the group, and then I will give it a read. Alrighty, posting it to the group. Okay, here we go. Lilith's Call by Sector Hunter. Watching from the shadows, she whispered seduction into the air, drawing all under her spell, swaying bodies lost in a trance of desire. As inhibitions are set free, hands roam flesh, lips exploring hidden places, discovering delicious treasures, bodies riding in a heated dance of debauchery as moans fill the air from passion set free. Her lustful song causing sinful cries of delight with each release, seed spilling into waiting seas, leaving spent souls lying in rapturous satisfaction, feeding off their devotion. Her power reaches out into the world, finding new disciples, new vessels to invade, to infect with exhibitionism, freedom, to shed their shame. End poem.
Wonderful read there, Gray. I have to say, it's really good to see Sector Hunter. He's been away for a while, and it's good to see him back and writing a sensual poem. This is beautiful eroticism. It's atmospheric and captivating. I like how he delves into the realm of dark eroticism. It definitely takes over the senses. I like how there's this sense of worship, of giving, and also of erotic freedom. And great lines throughout. But I especially like bodies writhing in a heated dance of debauchery as moans fill the air from passion set free, her lustful song causing sinful cries of delight with each release, seed spilling into waiting seas. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done. And your thoughts, Gray?
Well, I liked it. You can see everybody letting their, letting their masks down and revealing their true identity through this exhibitionism. Um, Lilith's Call is a powerful call, um, drawing all under her spell, swaying bodies lost in a trance of desire. As inhibitions are set free, hands roam flesh, lips exploring hidden places, discovering delicious treasures. Wow. So sensual, so erotic. Sector Hunter, you nailed the prompt, so nicely done.
Oh, absolutely. Great comment, Gray. All right. And what do we got next?
So up next is our penultimate poem on the right, on the board. So I'll get this going here. This is called The Crow Beaked Girl by M. Sanantara. And I'll post this to the group. And whenever you're ready, Pam, give
All
us a
right.
read, please. Hold on.
Yes, I would be happy to.
All right, there we go.
Right? Wild wind, your breasts, a field of wild grass, bursting spore sacs drifting, humus desire decomposing, a sacred hearth, fried noodles, red onion, a red tent beneath the stars, girl with a crow's beak, a mouthful of hunger, and poem. Oh, that is just absolutely just captivating. And your thoughts, Gray?
I liked it. I thought he captured the prompt quite beautifully, um, and I really liked the way that the correlation between nature and her. Your breast, a field of wild grass, bursting spore sacs drifting, humus, desire, decomposing, a sacred hearth. Um, and then he switches it to fried noodles, red onion. I mean that's a bit of a twister there. I mean it threw me for a bit of a loop. and then a red tent beneath the stars. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It was a great write. It was just interesting the twist of the fried noodles and the red onion. Nothing too seductive about those, but it was nicely done.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it was because of, but wonderful comment there, Gray. I do think it was because of the painting he wrote to. Like, I think he wrote to the painting where she was eating the uh, noodles from the Chinese food carryout.
Oh,
Um,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like I think it connected with that. Now I personally am a big fan of pickled red onions. Like I have a jar of those in my refrigerator. I eat the kind of food that I would need a man who also likes to eat sauerkraut, pickled foods, onions, that kind of stuff, just so he could tolerate my breath.
Yeah.
But I I do absolutely love that he was inspired because I will say that M. Sanitara is a new name to me. So I'm very glad to see a new name. I hope to be reading more of him. I do like how this connects so much with the physical, not only of the body, but of, as you were saying, of nature and the senses that are brought in. um I thought there were wonderful lines throughout. I did especially like the first four stanzas, and then where it says at the end, where it says, girl with a crow's beak, a mouthful of hunger. The one thing I'm very curious about, and I don't know if M. Sanitara is listening to this now or will be listening to this later, but I'm very curious about the mention of the red tent. A red tent beneath the stars. And he might have just randomly chosen that color, or it might have to do with the artwork, but there's actually a book called The Red Tent, and it is a fiction book, but it's based on the truth that it used to be an ancient Hebrew society, and other societies as well, that there was a red tent that women went into when it was that time of the month, because when it was that time of the month, they had to be separated from the men. Thankfully, I don't know of too many people that do that nowadays, though I will say there are times, in all honesty, when I have my time of the month, that I would very much like to be separated from all people, not just
Right.
men, you
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
and and I don't know if when he chose a red tent beneath the stars, if it was a reference to a woman, and that natural part of her body and process, or if it was just that it was something to do with the artwork, or something, that he just likes the color red. Like I wasn't sure if there was a symbolism there. I was very curious about that. But yeah, this is absolutely an amazing brevity and very well done. um
Absolutely.
and I know that was our last on the board. Did you have one that you were going to share with us, Gray?
Yeah, I posted it to the board, and I'll post it to the group here.
All right.
1 second here. Oh, no, not that. Not that. All right, here we go. And this is called A Rhythm of Lust by Gray Eyes Smith. A rhythm of lust pulses strongly, undulated, desires inflamed, threatening to bust. My fingers grip your hair, my soul elated. Our sensual dance fuels our flesh, growing romance. Blind ecstasy, our way to the stars. With heavenly glow, we wear no scars. Ethereal beings, blanketed under a rhythm of lust. End poem.
Wonderful read and write, Gray. Um, I'm glad. I'm I'm sorry, not I'm laughing because I happen to look in chat, and Yumpy goes, maybe he was wearing red pants, and oh my gosh, and that's where the tent came from. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
Oh, leave it to Yumpy.
right. Exactly.
That is funny. But yeah, I'm so glad you brought this one out. I love the title, A Rhythm of Lust. I like how it speaks on the physical and the ethereal, two people deeply connected, sharing this romance and this ecstasy together. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did especially like my fingers grip your hair, my soul elated, our sensual dance fuels our flesh, growing romance. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done, Gray.
Thanks
And
so much, Pam.
absolutely, absolutely. Would you like to say anything about your poem?
No, just that I think that when the right two people to come together, the lust and love can take you through the universe. You know, you can journey through the stars and planets and black holes and just travel the universe and stay connected as you do. So, um, I believe that love is a cosmic connection.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wonderful, wonderful. I like that. Um, and I was just seeing if I could find something that I could share. It used to be I had a list of sensual rights, and now I oh, here we go. Here we go. I found something. Let me see if this is one you've already commented on. No, it is not. All right. So I will go ahead and put this up. I'll just put it in the room instead of on the board and give it a read. This is one I wrote for rhythm and rhyme, for inspired by the music of oh my gosh, what is her name? I will have to actually get to the poem. And all right, back to where I need to be. Refreshing. All right. So this is a poem that was inspired by a song by Lol, who's on a poetess on All Poetry, and this is called "Sweet Treats and Languishing Licks." He's such a sweet treat to the hungry gaze of my eyes. He's got my wheels turning and honey dripping down my thighs. I moan before I touch him. My thoughts are oh so dirty. I approach him with intent that is neither coy or flirty. Some moves on the dance floor, a peak of my salt water taffy, and Mr. Cool Moves is drooling. His mind is going daffy, tossing back shots of Bailey's topped with whipping cream. I'm ready now to take on the sweetest of his dreams. Candy man, I'll leave you shaking with the gyration of my hips. We'll reach the creamy center together and forget to count how many licks. I tell him, ice cream man, you're coming home with me, where we can melt together. If you got a friend, sugar, we can have a party made for three. There's cotton candy in abundance with long lollipops galore. There's syrup flowing freely, a sweet and sticky treat. Oh, hell, let's make it four. End poem.
Wow, Pam. Holy cow. Woo! That's steamy. Steamy, steamy. Wow, it's incredible. I feel like I'm sweating. Uh, but no, I really liked it. You did a beautiful read of it. But I moan before I touch him. My thoughts are oh so dirty. I approach him with intent that is neither coy or flirty. Some moves on the dance floor, a peak of my saltwater taffy, and Mr. Cool Moods is drooling, his mind going daffy. Yeah, I mean, we see things that spin our mind and, knock us off our feet. So I thought it was a beautiful right, Pam. Nicely done. So sensual, so erotic, and so inviting. Now I'm hungry again. I got a sweet tooth, though. So,
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, it doesn't take much for me to get a sweet tooth.
right.
But yeah, I thought that yeah, this was a fun one to write. So thank you very much. Um, and I think we'll just go ahead and wrap things up now. And thank you as always, Gray, for being such an amazing co-host. Thank you to Weaver and Kate. I mean, I said this that. Geez, I think the same person twice. Um, Weaver, who
Yeah.
is Kate, and Naomi for calling in. Thank you to Fill My Eyes for all she does. Thank you to Yumpy and Jojo and Jay and everybody else who, was hanging around and listening in. Uh, Thank you to everybody who will be listening later. In about a half hour, you can join Monarch Soul and JoJo for Books and Bards. Um, and of course, make sure to keep an eye out on the contests and topic boards put up by our late night poets, host and hostesses, because you're sure to find something to inspire. Have a good night, everyone, and have a good night, Gray.
Okay, so Pam, just before you go,
Yes.
Yumpy did add another poem to the board. I don't know if you want to
Oh,
save that for another
okay.
time or go ahead and read it.
We
I can
can
give
go
it.
ahead and read it. Yeah, you go
Okay,
ahead and
so
put it up to read.
he
Yeah.
says it's kind of funny, but not really sexy. But anyway, an Aerosmith rendezvous. She said, I'm back in the saddle. Don't play coy. Let's skip all the chatter and bring out the toys. With a wink and a whip, she was ready to play. I knew right then I had to walk this way. She whispered, Pandora's box is dusty on the shelf. You'll need both hands and a dab of stealth. I tried hard to resist, but then lost all control when her ruby lips moaned, there's a hole in my soul. We made love in an elevator. Man, what a blast. Hit the top floor strumming, then ran out of gas. She tangled, still tangled in lace, taken to the other side. She purred, now you're mine, as she straddled to ride. We played until dawn, with toys in the attic. The ropes she bound tight, her rhythm erratic. I don't want to miss a thing, I confess. She played out her sins, had me fully obsessed. She left with the sun, sweet emotion left behind. I'll dream on, she whispered. You are one of a kind. Now I wait by the door with a glint in my eye. When she returns, we'll set fire to the sky. End poem. I
Oh my
liked
gosh,
it.
great read, great. I am so glad we read this one. This is absolutely fabulous. So much fun. I love the way he plays with the Aerosmith song titles. I have to say that if he hasn't already shared this on Rhythm and Rhyme, like when Rex does an open music night, he's Yumpy so has to share this because I think this is one that Rex would get the biggest kick out of. um, I like how this just very cleverly goes into playing those games. I think it has a wonderful sense of humor and great lines throughout. But I do especially like we made love in an elevator. Man, what a blast! Hit the top floor strumming, then ran out of gas. Still tangled in lace. Take taken to the other side. She purred, now you're mine, as she straddled her ride. Ooh, Yumpy's getting naughty. And and your thoughts, Gray?
I thought it was really skillfully crafted. Um, his talent shines pretty brilliantly in bringing these titles to life in his own way. I thought the poem was evocative and erotic, so nicely done. I knew you'd like the
Absolutely.
toys in the attic.
Yes, yes, exactly. All right. Well, great comment there, Gray. And all right, have a wonderful night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Much love, everyone.